Hi, we're gonna do some makeup and talk. This is the background setup. It's a bit different from my other backgrounds that I had. I'm gonna close the window because I have a feeling it's gonna be a bit loud. Okay, so I have the camera facing me so I can use that as my mirror as well. Okay, today we're gonna talk about a couple things, and I'm also gonna do my makeup. This is my makeup bag. Oh my god, I can't find my concealer. Okay, found it. All right, so basically, so here's a question. Sometimes when you want to be, this is weird, I'm just gonna finish this because I can't talk. Okay, when you want to just like people please and you think that that is like the good option for you and like you just want to keep peace and whatever, I'm here to tell you that that is not always the best way to go about things and solve your problems, and I'll tell you why. So putting your foot down in some situations can be like quite difficult or hard, or you might feel like you don't maybe deserve to, or like it's not your place to, or whatever. And yeah, there are those times when like you do have to actually assess like the situation and think whether it's actually worth it fighting for whatever you're going to fight for. I think a root cause of like why people don't do that is because they're afraid of what people are going to think. And when you're afraid of what people are going to think about you, you tend to not do or stand up for like things that you need to do or stand up for. Oh, I found bubblegum. Yeah. Also, like, I would try not to be like influenced. I would try not to be influenced like too much, like especially if it's a person that you're like dealing with, a job or a boss or a relative. I would try not to be influenced by, let's say, like their opinions, or like I would try to cultivate my own opinions on things and decipher within myself what is right and what's wrong for my own morals and my own standards. And obviously, like, I'm quite young, like I do know that. Low battery. Also, another point is that like sometimes the person that's like trying to, let's say, get something from you or have something from you or like make you be a certain way for their benefit, it's a possibility that they could tell you things that you want to hear, or just tell you things to try and like manipulate your actions. And I don't think that that is good for you, and that's why I'm here talking about it today. So like I wouldn't really trust like everyone's opinion, if I'm being honest. Like some people come into your life, or they're in your life, and don't necessarily want like the best for you. They're kind of more looking out towards themselves, or maybe they have their own like unresolved trauma. Just got a call for a job. But anyways, that's another thing. Sometimes people will say things, and like sometimes people or a person will maybe agree with you just to make things easier, like for themselves. This is a darker shade that I'm just putting in my crease, by the way. Especially if you're like a hot mess at the moment and you are like, you got a lot of like stuff going on, and maybe you're feeling a bit lost and you want like outside people's opinions so you can maybe like navigate. I don't know if you're the type of person, maybe you're not, or whatever. Like I feel like at some point in our life we do look for help from like other people. I think that makes us human. But if I'm being honest, if you talk to a lot of people about maybe like a specific issue that like you need help on, not everyone is going to have your best interest in mind. That's why I am bringing this up, because sometimes they will just maybe say things to be like chill, or to not have to necessarily like worry about your situation like that much. They'll just be sipping their drink and focused really on their own issues. Mascara. Literally, I need to get mascaras because they're like so dry. I used to get so stressed when I had like a little mascara bit. I used to get so, and I would get those little things like all the time when I would first do my makeup, because obviously I'm not as like skilled as I am now. But I mean, this is just like makeup that I do on myself. So yeah, they'll just be sipping their drink across from you and like focusing on their own problems, like, let's be honest. And also, like, if you are being treated not so nicely by someone, or like a boss or whatever, I would just keep in mind, like, if you do have a problem with like standing up for yourself, you might also have a problem with accepting people's behaviors. And in that way, I mean like excusing people's behaviors. That could be another way that you're kind of like not standing up for yourself. If you keep on excusing people's behaviors because of, for whatever reason that is for you, you're the one that clicked on this video. Thanks, by the way. I would just keep in mind that people know what they're doing. People know what they're doing. So if you're constantly excusing, I'm gonna do some lip liner. Even though I don't normally put lip liner on, I'm just kind of feeling it today. People know what they're doing. I would keep that in mind. Like, unless you're like totally arrogant and ignorant and whatever, like people, the person that is doing whatever to you, unless they're totally like in a different mindset, or like maybe they're in like a victim mindset, that's very common. Like if someone's in a victim mindset, they're not going to comprehend the pain or the damage or the whatever that they're putting onto the other person, because meanwhile they're thinking, well, everything is being done to me, I'm the victim, blah, 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 which could be true in some cases. But you know, we want to empower ourselves. We want to rise above whatever issue, problem that might be. So that's why I think standing up for yourself is so important. And it takes courage and it takes time. Definitely takes courage and it takes time. Satisfying. Yeah, so basically if you just keep on aiming for people pleasing or like peacekeeping, whatever, like you're great, first of all, honey, you're great for wanting that. You have a very kind heart for wanting that, but there are some times in your life where you need to actually put your foot down and stand up for yourself and just say, like, you know what, this is not what I want, this is not right, whatever the case may be, and I want something different for myself. I think there's nothing wrong with that. You are your own human being, and no matter what, you always have a choice and you can always make that choice. Everyone has a free will, so you can do that for yourself. Also, if you just keep on aiming for like peace and whatever and happiness and whatever, I feel like the more you aim for that, the more you're kind of holding on and holding in all of these emotions and feelings that need to be expressed. Everyone needs to express their feelings, and I think that feelings and emotions will come out either way, whether you consciously want to do them or a volcano eruption explosion is going to happen. Trust me, that's what happens with emotions on either person's like side. If you keep on suppressing, you're just like suppressing the volcano eruption, but that volcano is not going to stay in much longer. It will find a way to erupt. So instead of that happening, take some time for yourself and evaluate whether you want to have some change in your life, and if you do, then maybe in order to have that change, you need to stand up for yourself in a situation or to a person, while keeping in mind appropriate time and place. I do think that's important, and that is a disclaimer. Make sure there's an appropriate time, appropriate place, and you try to be as mature as possible, because that is the best way to handle situations, especially if they're very emotional. I finished my makeup. That's like the dance that I did in my face mask on TikTok, which I got like a week ago. It's been really fun, if I'm being honest. Also, like, use the tools if you have them, girl. Like, use the tools if you have them. If you have a voice to speak, use your voice. If you have emotions to feel those emotions, write it down. If you have the tools in front of you, use them. And some tips to like help you develop being able to stand up for yourself is to develop an intuition and feeling, like how you feel about a situation, like actually try and understand to like read your body and learn how to read your body so that you can act accordingly. Like if something does not feel right, don't do it. If you don't want to do something, if you do not want to do something, don't do it. Another way of like understanding your emotions and evaluating whether you want to stand up in the situation or not is to journal it out, write like some bullet points as to what's bothering you, and get to the root of it. Have a little talk with your therapist. I love saying that, but it's true. having like a kind of combo with a professional that is like there professionally and doesn't have any emotions invested could be helpful, because they can maybe give you a clear space to like think those through. Yeah, and just basically feel like you're, as Hitomi says, your sacred yeses and your sacred nos. Love her. I think that's really important, so get on it. So yeah, that's my video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you took something from this. Make sure you subscribe and like this video and leave a comment if you want to. Bye.